Hello and welcome to Laurice's Kitchen. It's time for more sourdough. Today I'm making a sandwich loaf from my sourdough starter. The crust is softer and the shape is ideal for any sandwich you'd like to make. Let's see what we're gonna need. The ingredients are nearly identical to my sourdough boule recipe, although we will be using 2 full cups of very active starter. As always, the ingredients are listed here as well as the full recipe and instructions in the description box below. Let's put this bread together. Okay, my starter is actually a little bit past fully active, and that's okay because we are adding yeast. I do still need to stir it down because there are air bubbles in here, and we're going to scoop out 2 cups of it. And now we just add in our other ingredients, the sugar, which of course I'm using corn syrup, our tablespoon of salt, the tablespoon of yeast, and 1 1/4 cups of cold water. Now this we're whisking together. Once this is completely combined, I'm adding in the wheat gluten. And this is getting whisked in as well. All right, now I'm starting with about 4 1/2 cups of flour. Again, I do not measure these, but they are around 140 grams a piece. Almost always I end up adding about another 1/2 cup in, so this will end up probably being close to 5 cups of flour total. Okay, so there's 4 1/2. I'm going to mix this in, and we want the same raggedy appearance as we do for everything else. If we can mix in the flour completely, then we don't have enough. For this bread loaf, I found that the dough has to be a little bit thicker because otherwise, once you put it into the heat, it can't support its own weight and it ends up deflating in the oven. Okay. This actually, we got almost all of the flour stirred in, so I'm going to add only probably about 1/4 cup. We don't want this too dry. Okay, so I'm just going to let this sit on top, and this is going to sit for 15 minutes. This is my largest glass mixing bowl. I'm not entirely sure the size, but it's the same bowl that I use to proof dough in all the time. You can see that I have the whole thing covered with nonstick cooking spray. This is going to run for about 4 or 5 minutes. I want the dough to be completely pulled away from the bowl. If it doesn't, we'll need to add in just a little bit more flour. Okay, you can see that this dough is smooth and it is completely pulling away from the bowl when we mix it. So this is ready to go. All right, so I still need to get this into a ball shape. So I'm just tucking this under. And we're just greasing both sides. Then this is going in my unheated oven for about 2 hours to rise. This is after about 3 hours of rising. This can take anywhere from an hour and a half to 4 or 5 hours depending on the conditions of your kitchen. This is my 4 by 16 inch full-size loaf pan. I have the whole inside sprayed with nonstick cooking spray. I'm not really kneading this down. I'm basically just going to shape it into the loaf shape. I'm not worried about redistributing any of the air pockets in here. This is going in that treated loaf pan. Okay, that'll just fit down in there. I'm just going to shape it a little bit. And then this is going back into my unheated oven to rise for probably another 2 hours. It does need to bubble up above this pan. Let this sit in the pan for about 10 minutes before it goes onto the cooling rack. You can cut into this bread while it's still warm, but it's much easier once it's completely cool. This is perfect for anything that you want a sandwich-sized slice of bread for. Thank you for visiting Laurice's Kitchen. If you enjoyed this video, give the like button a click and don't forget to leave a comment. We're always happy to hear from you. If you haven't already, subscribe to our channel and don't keep us a secret. Share our videos with your friends and family. You can follow us on Facebook for behind-the-scenes pics and videos, and on Twitter for upcoming videos and the random cat picture.